At some point, club volleyball stops feeling like an activity and starts feeling like a commitment. Not because anyone announces it, not because there's a meeting or a warning. It happens quietly. You notice it when someone suggests a weekend trip and your first thought isn't where you're going or who's going to be there, but whether there's a tournament scheduled. You notice it when family events start getting penciled in around volleyball instead of the other way around. That's when the system reveals itself. Club volleyball doesn't demand your attention loudly. It takes it slowly. One season at a time. One weekend at a time. One small yes that turns into a long-term habit. You remember the recreational days, when a tournament was 3 towns over and you were home by 2 in the afternoon. You thought that was a commitment. You look back at that version of yourself now and you almost want to warn him. You want to tell him to enjoy the local park matches while they last. Because the system doesn't just take your time, it redefines what free time means. Saturday morning isn't for lawn care anymore. Sunday isn't for the game on TV or a slow breakfast. Saturday is a 5 a.m. alarm in a dark house. It's the sound of the coffee maker hissing into the silence. It's the ritual of checking tire pressure and packing the cooler. You're not a spectator anymore. You're a logistics officer. And the transition is complete when you realize you haven't seen your own backyard in daylight for 3 months. At first, tournaments still feel exciting. New gyms, new teams, new energy. You walk into massive facilities with dozens of courts running at the same time, whistles echoing across the building, volleyballs bouncing non-stop, parents scanning schedules on their phones like air traffic controllers. It feels important, and that feeling matters because scale creates legitimacy. Nobody gathers this many people for something optional. Walk into a place like McCormick Place, or the Georgia World Congress Center, or the Reno Livestock Events Center. The scale is designed to overwhelm your logic. When you see 120 courts, you aren't just seeing sports, you're seeing an industry. The low hum of the HVAC system, the smell of floor cleaner mixed with overpriced popcorn, the tournament t-shirt line stretching 40 yards down the hallway. You stand there, and the sheer volume of it silences the voice in your head that asks, is this worth $1,500 for a weekend? The environment answers for you. Look around. Everyone else is doing it. It must be worth it. It's a social proof loop. If 5,000 other parents are willing to sleep on thin hotel pillows and eat lukewarm wraps, then the sacrifice feels validated. The system uses the crowd to hide the cost. Facilities don't come cheap. Convention centers charge premium rates. Officials get paid per match. Their staff, security, medical coverage, insurance. Those costs don't disappear. They get divided, multiplied, and passed down. And the more competitive the event, the higher the price. Not because it guarantees anything, but because it signals importance. Then there's distance. Local tournaments are manageable. Out-of-state tournaments change everything. Flights mean time off work. Rental cars add another line item. And then there's the stay-to-play rule, the most brilliant and brutal piece of the entire economy. You can't just book a room with your points. You can't stay with your cousin who lives 10 minutes away. The tournament mandates the hotel. The rates are locked, and they're usually locked at a premium. Then comes the parental entry fee. Think about that. You paid the club paid the tournament, and now you're standing at a folding table paying $25 a day just to watch your own kid play. Multiply that by 2 parents over 3 days. Before you've even bought a bottle of water, you're $150 deep just to cross the threshold. And you pay it. You don't even blink, because by then you're already in. You're committed. Meals pile on quietly, not because you're eating fancy, but because you're eating constantly. Breakfast before pool play, lunch between matches, dinner late at night when everyone's exhausted. There's no kitchen, there's no routine. Everything is purchased on the fly. You don't feel it in the moment. You feel it when you scroll the statement later. That's when another layer enters. Private training. It starts with a suggestion. She's got a great arm. She just needs to clean up her footwork. Her hands are a little stiff for a setter. You hear it and see a problem to be solved. So you book the hour. Then you see another girl on the team, someone your daughter is competing with for playing time, posting a video of her private session on Instagram. Now it's not about development anymore. It's about parity. You're not paying for extra reps. You're paying for peace of mind. Peace of mind that your kid isn't falling behind. It's an arms race, and the only real winners are the trainers with open gym slots. You find yourself driving 45 minutes on a Tuesday night, sitting in a dark parking lot, scrolling your phone, just so she can get 60 minutes of touches. You calculate the gas, you calculate the hourly rate, and you realize something quietly. The season never actually ends. It just changes shape. Then recruiting enters the picture, and everything accelerates. The marketing is a masterclass in fear of missing out. 100 plus college coaches confirmed. What they don't tell you is that 80 of them are there to see players they've already identified. What they don't tell you is that the coach your daughter dreams of playing for might only be at that court for 10 minutes. But you go. Because what if this is the one? What if this is the weekend the right person sees the right swing? You're not just buying coaching, you're buying a lottery ticket. And like any lottery, the house always wins. Recruiting video services, personal branding for 15-year-olds, player profiles with monthly subscriptions. It's a digital paper trail of hope. And the weight of that hope sits squarely on the shoulders of the guy holding the credit card. At some point, the question changes. It's no longer how much does this cost? It becomes how long can we do this? That's when dads feel it differently, because dads often carry the silent math. You're at your work desk on a Monday. The weekend was a blur. You're scrolling the credit card statement. United Airlines, Marriott, Chipotle, Chipotle again, Starbucks, parking garage. It's death by 1,000 cuts. You look at the total. Then you look at the balance in the college fund. The irony isn't lost on you. You're spending college money to maybe, hopefully, get a scholarship to save college money. The math doesn't always add up. But you don't say that at the dinner table. You don't say it when she's telling you about the kill she had in the third set. You smile. You tell her you're proud. And later, you go back to the spreadsheet. That's why so many dads sit quietly in bleachers. They're watching the match, but they're also watching the future. They're thinking about next season, next year, how long this path goes, and whether the family can stay on it. Burnout starts quietly, not with anger, with fatigue, with silence, with showing up because you have to, not because you're excited. The system doesn't pause. Schedules keep coming. Invoices keep arriving. So reflection happens in small moments, in hotel rooms late at night, in long drives home, in quiet mornings before the first match. That's where the shift happens. You stop being a passenger. You become the pilot. You realize a no to a meaningless showcase is a yes to a family dinner. A no to a fourth night of private training is a yes to her mental health and yours. This was never really about the money. It's about what the money represents. Our desire to give them everything. But sometimes everything is too much. Sustainability isn't about how much you can endure. It's about how much you can enjoy. This is Volleyball Dad Diaries, and we're just getting started.
It's the wrap